to earn some money to make ourselves live and to play sex whenever we feel it and then to die. This is what we make use of, a very foolish utility of a very advanced constitution. Suppose a very highly equipped, sophisticated house is given to a person who is not trained with the electronic equipment of the house. Then we go into the kitchen of an electronic equipment. If we put a finger upon a spot, there will be much heat in the fire. If we take away the finger, the fire continues. If we put a finger on some other point, the fire goes down. But if the person is asked to live in the house without explaining the electronic machine, he will have his own stove with some oil and matchbox, and he will have his own way of crude living. After 50 or 60 years, if the real owner of the house comes once again and explains to him,
Und ihm alles erklärt.
"You fool, this is a kitchen.
Ja, das ist eine Küche.
You place your finger like this, there is fire, you can cook. You can place your finger upon the second spot, the fire is out. At first, the fellow will not believe. Just as many of us do not believe the existence of God or the existence of the creative intelligences in nature, or many people do not believe the subtler vehicles they are having. If you go to a modern university and make a gathering of the advanced students and the scientific professors of the university and talk to them that they have etheric bodies and astral bodies, they will laugh at you, they will not believe. Similarly, the fellow will not believe the mechanism of the kitchen. By the time he learns how to use the kitchen, and when he is ready to make the best use of the equipment, when he says to the master of the house, "I am now ready to use the equipment," then the master says, "Now it is time for you to vacate the house, because it is already 70 years or 80 years or 90 years after we have entered this house. We may grow wise, but many times it is too late. We are forced to vacate, but it is better to get the knowledge of the vehicles soon, so that we may understand the purpose of evolution. We may play our own positive role in this creation to vindicate our birth, make our birth realistic." So the real scientists of spiritual science have given the different approaches to understand the mechanism. In short, I will give you the different formulae they have given about our constitutions. The first grand formula they have given us is the existence of the man and woman in you, in every one of you, the indweller and the vehicles. It is said that a man is created out of the dust of the earth, and air is blown into his nostrils as the breath. That means the real indweller in you is very, very little. It is he who is breathing in you. Suppose you make the picture of a human being with all the lungs and heart and other. Even though there is plenty of air outside, the picture never begins to breathe. So what is it that is making you breathe? From the moment you are born on this earth, what is it that is making you take in oxygen and give out carbon dioxide? Though you didn't know that chemistry exists, what is it that makes you take in air and give out air? It is called the I am in you, around whom all the layers of the Constitution are prepared. The I am in you who is breathing and who is existing in the heart, in the form of existence, which moves the heart, which makes the heart pump the blood. That is the man who is prepared out of dust. All the other things or the woman prepared out of his rib. So we have the biennial division of the Constitution, the indweller and his abode. This is called the twofold division. In the language of the scriptures, it is called the two-syllabled word of utterance, because the indweller is called the word of utterance, and his two aspects are called the two syllables. This is one division of the human constitution to be understood spiritually. It is further explained that the indweller is male by nature, the rest of the thing is female by nature, in the sense that the indweller is consciousness and the rest of the thing is energy.
Ist Energie.
So, energy wants someone to direct. The one who directs is the consciousness. Observe all the machines prepared by the human being. You know how the automatic machines work. Day by day, the automatic equipment of the machines is growing. Any piece of machinery does not need so much of human intervention as it's wanted previously. Any machinery
Yes.
does not require the human intervention as much as it required previously. Even then, the machines do not work by themselves. It is the human being who has to start the machine, to install the machine, to inaugurate the action of the machine, to feed the programming and information of the machine, to regulate the action of the machine, rectify whenever there is a mistake, and then to stop the action of the machine, whether it is run correctly or it is the programming of the human being that makes the action, and not at all the efficiency of the machine. The total efficiency of any intricate machine depends upon the inventor of the machine. So, any machine requires an inventor and a driver. So, there are two aspects, the creator and the creation. In your constitution also, there is the creator and the creation. That is the consciousness and the force. Since the consciousness is the independent existence and the force depends upon the consciousness to get steered, they are respectively called the male and the female. In the scriptures, they are called the Lord and his lady. In the Sanskrit scriptures, they are called Shiva and Shakti. Shiva means the Lord, Shakti means his power. This is the first differentiation or demarcation of spiritual constitution. This you can say the Lord and his creation, or the existence of the one Lord and his nature. And then there is the division into three. It is called the three-syllabled word. That is your threefold existence. That is the matter, the force and the consciousness. You have the matter of your physical body and the force that controls the physical body in the form of your respiration and heartbeat, in the form of the cerebrospinal activity, in the form of the activity of your mind, intelligence and nerve. This is the second aspect. The third is consciousness, who is the indweller. So you are expected to understand your constitution, matter, force and consciousness. The next step, you are expected to understand that there is an ascending and descending journey of the three entities. See how the ice block is fused into water and the water is converted into steam. Three stages of the same existence. The state of ice, the state of water and the state of steam. And also the steam is condensed into water and water is condensed again into ice. So there is an ascending arc and a descending arc. The ascending arc is the journey from ice block to water and from water to steam. That is from the grosser state of existence to the subtler state of existence. The descending arc is from the state of steam into the state of water and from the state of water into the state of ice. That is from the subtler states of existence to the grosser states of existence. Similarly, in the three entities of your Constitution, there is a journey of two arcs, a journey of two directions. One is the ascending arc and the other is the descending arc. What we call the highest light of consciousness, omnipresence of this whole creation, the one existence, comes into or descends into a grosser state, the state of many forces and energies of nature. And these energies form energy centers and the ganglia of the solar system, which we call the planetary bodies. And then there is the creation of the physical atoms, that is the material creation as the third lowest plane. This is the descending arc, and then the atoms begin to feel their own existence. Each atom takes its own upward journey in the course of the evolution. The first step being the mineral evolution, the next step the plant, and the next step the animal, the next step the human beings. And then the upward journey of the human consciousness to work as one of the many guides in nature, to work as a helper and a guide, to be one with the intelligences of creation, that is, to work as one with the Deva kingdom. So we have the upward path of evolution to awaken into the higher and higher planes until once again the highest illumination of consciousness is experienced. This is the ascending arc of our creation. In your physical body also, these two arcs are taking place. When we are given a birth on this earth, we are born with a physical body. We are awakened into the vital functions, that is the hunger, the thirst, and the activity of the senses into the objective existence. Then the activity of the mind. Gradually we begin to awaken into the higher kingdoms. From the material existence we ascend into the plane of energies. We live a life of trial and error in the energy existences. We make many defaultations with our ignorance. We experience the consequences in the form of disappointment, sorrow and disease. And we grow in experience. We begin to eliminate error. We begin to feel the impulsion to choose the right thing and reject the wrong thing. Gradually we will ascend into the highest consciousness when we are liberated from the self-conditioning. This is the threefold journey of ascent and descent. And then we have the fourfold existence. It is called the four-syllabled word. It is how it is described in Indian scripture. It is called the one word sung in many meters. So the next meter is the four-syllabled word, having the four planes of consciousness awakening. That is the sleep consciousness, dream consciousness, awakening consciousness into the objective world, and then the self-consciousness or the consciousness of self-existence. The first three characterize the lower kingdoms. When we were taking the evolution in the mineral kingdom, we were in the sleeping stage of consciousness. And when we came to the plant kingdom, we spent the time in dreaming consciousness. And when we were awakened into the animal kingdom, there was the separation of the brain cells and the arrangement of the cerebrospinal system. So for the first time we could awaken into our mind. So that is the awakened state. We lived as animals, awakened to everything else except ourselves. And then we entered into the human kingdom to feel for the first time that we exist. That is self-consciousness. Ascend into the higher and higher degrees of illumination, light of self-consciousness, until the highest incandescence is reached, which is dazzling to the ordinary human eye and mind, which can never be understood by the highest intelligence of the human mind, because light is a thing which is not yet understood by the intelligence of man. With due respects to the greatest scientists of the day, if you question them what is light, the answer is ignorance. Even today, we can handle light. We do not know till today what is light. We do not know if it is matter or force. And we do not know at all that it is consciousness. In the scriptures, we understand that light is consciousness, more for our modern scientific brains, to understand that light is a form of consciousness and that electricity is life. These two statements are awaiting the understanding of scientists. The scientist knows life and knows electricity as two different entities, but it is not yet time to know that it is the same thing that is existing inside and outside.
Yes.
What we call electricity outside, the same thing we call life inside. It may take 1 or 2 centuries more for us to understand it. So this is the ultimate stage which we can understand. To understand the light of our own existence, it is very subtle. It is like a flame understanding what fire is. Unless it is the flame, it can never include fire. Unless there was fire previously, there cannot be an outburst of flame. So fire is the omnipresence of our creation. Flame is the individual who exists. It may be the human individual, the animal or plant, or the atom, or the solar system, but it is the individual who is the flame, and it is the omnipresent who is the fire. We are expected to experience the relationship between the fire and the flame. Then you will live as a flame not to burn anything, but a flame to illumine the life of others, to illumine the path of others. Path. So this is to understand the fourfold existence of yourself. Then the fivefold, your constitution includes 5 states of existence: the solid, the liquid, the gas, the fire that gives out the heat from you and the consciousness in you, and the contents of the space where your body is standing. You can readily accept the first 4, but you may have sometimes a little objection to accept the 5th one, because the 5th one is space. I will once again narrate the 5. The first is solid. You have solid in your body. The second is liquid. You have water in your body. The third is fire. You have the heat in your body. The fourth is gas. You have your respiration and other gases in your body. Accepted. And if I say the space in you, you may be in doubt. Is space a matter of ourselves? Can space be considered as a part of ourselves? How can we count space as the 5th part of our existence? You have to. When you find an ice block rolling in a big stream of river, if there is a little animal whose body is made up of ice sitting on the ice block, not accepting water as the basis of the ice block, we have to pity its ignorance. Similarly, if we do not accept space as the base of the other four existences, we have to pity our own unscientific mind. From space, everything comes out, fabricating the various molecules of different substances. Each atom is an ashram of thousands of intelligences. Some intelligences male and some intelligences female, who are called the positive and the negative entities of the atom, the protons and the electrons of the atom. And there are the third group of intelligences also in the atom. They are the hermaphrodites. They are the neutrons of the atom. Of course, these belong to the scientific concepts of the 21st century. But yet, we have no objection to make a thinking about them. Thus, you understand each atom, an ashram of three groups of intelligences who are as much living beings as we are, because it is only a degree of magnitude that makes the difference. What makes the difference between the activity of an atom and a solar system? It is only the magnitude. What we call the solar system is only a magnifying glass of the activity of the atom. So, on one side you have the atom, on the other side you have the solar system, in the middle you are standing the human being. Now, understand the meaning of your journey. How the atoms are coming into existence from space. How the solar systems are coming into existence from space. In the middle, how you are coming into existence as the totality of the five components. So, it is understood that space is an existence and not a vacuum. There are still some people who believe that space is a vacuum. It's a pity. It is because there is a vacuum existing in their mind.
Thank you for being.
They find perfect vacuum in the laboratory, and they find vacuum in every tube they produce. But after the advent of the nuclear science, after the discovery of the electromagnetic fields in space, after the discovery of the actions of the isotopes through space, if anyone believes that there is vacuum in space, the vacuum in his mind can never be filled. It is the vacuum of perfect foolishness. So, space is an existence, and the ancient scientists called it the aqua regia of existence. That is the grand solvent of every substance in it. Everything dissolves in it as a crystal. Just as a crystal of salt or a crystal of sugar dissolves in water. Every atom as a crystal dissolves in space. Every solar system as a crystal dissolves in space. Every atom comes out of space, like the crystal of sugar from liquid. So also the whole solar system.